Before they became superstars, selling out arenas and topping charts, some of Nigeria's biggest music artists were just regular people hustling 9 to 5 jobs, from selling right poison and from designing graphics and working in low-key areas in banks, and to hawking plantains, biscuits, pure water, and other things in the traffic. Their prefamed brand was anything but glamorous and celebrity life. Here is a look at 8 Nigerian music stars that are surprisingly big and had small jobs and were doing menial jobs before they became big. Yes, they held very low positions before they became big. Number 1, we have Thames. Thames was a digital marketer demoted to a personal assistant. As of February 2025, Thames became a 2-time Grammy Award winner. In 2018, she had a 9 to 5 job as a digital marketer, but she was later demoted. According to her, I got demoted to a personal assistant. Thames revealed in an interview with YouTuber Keto EO. I was bad at the job, but I tried my best though. I just couldn't believe that was my job. 7 years after she quit that job, Thames won her second Grammy Award in 2025, the Best African Music Performance Award. And secondly, we have Mayokun. Mayokun was just right above the help at the bank. Before Mayokun became the mayor of Lagos in 2015, he spent a year working at the traditional Nigerian bank. He once thought that banking would be his career, but in 2023 episode of Tea with Tay, he shared, "I didn't even have a table or chair at work. If we ranked the staff, I was just above the office help. The day someone asked me to buy amala, I started thinking about my life." And now Mayokun has a Mercedes-Benz GL 600 and also a Mercedes-Benz GT 53, worth about 210 million and 370 million respectively. And he also owns a mansion in Lekki area of Lagos. Then we have Hillbliss. Hillbliss went from banker to cleaner. The story of Hillbliss is just that of a guy who aggressively pursued his music dream during his 9 to 5 year sojourn. With a little cash and a dream, he took the Ife National bus to Lagos, worked in 3 banks in 4 years, and rose from a trainee officer to an assistant manager within that period. The frustration after the Central Bank of Nigeria liquidated the bank he worked for pushed him to japa to UK. He juggled recording music and menial jobs like industrial cleaner, tunnel guard, and security guard before Obi Asika met him at the Notting Hill Carnival in 1995. Asika encouraged Hillbliss to come back home and be part of the then emerging Nigerian music scene in the year 2006. Hillbliss took the advice and making Nigerian music again in Nigeria. Looking at him now as a Nigerian hip-hop OG. And Idris now has a mansion in Banana Island and a 2-story mansion in Lekki, and also owns a Rolls-Royce Cullinan and a Lamborghini Urus 2024 worth 400 million naira. Then we have Adekunle Gold. Adekunle Gold designs graphics. In case you didn't know that Adekunle Gold is also the king of Photoshop, here's your chance to fix up. Adekunle Gold made his first song in 2007, but it didn't blow. To survive, Adekunle Gold capitalized on art and industry he designed. He studied at Lagos State Polytechnic, working at Jumia and Konga before he became a graphic designer at Olamide's YBNL. Fun fact, he designed the YBNL logo. In an interview with Premium Times in 2024, he stated, "What initially had with Olamide was a purely business relationship, but after he dropped Sade independently, his breakthrough song, he grabbed Olamide's attention with his music and got signed to the same label. And Adekunle Gold has a mansion in Banana Island worth over $1.5 million and a Ford Explorer SUV that is worth over 50 million naira. And now, the next person is Timaya. Did you know that Timaya used to sell plantain before music and fame? He did, and even made a successful album of his personal themed Plantain Boy album. This is one of the hustles you have to pick up while growing up poor in the streets of Bayelsa. If you're curious about his full story, get familiar with the aforementioned album. Yes, and Timaya has a Lexus NX Hybrid 2025 that's worth over 150 million, and the house in Lekki worth over 2.3 billion, and also he has a 2-story mansion in Ikoyi part of Lagos. And now we have Patoranking. While Patoranking collected his next rated award in 2014, he reflected on the same menial jobs that he did. He said he had to do so many jobs to survive. According to him, if I tell una say I don't sell rat killer before, una no go believe me. If I tell una say I don't do bricklayer work before, una no go believe me, he said to the Edis audience that night. Today, Patoranking is not only credited with hit records, but is also highly rated among the Nigerian artists of this generation. And Patoranking also boasts of a Bugatti Chiffon and a G-Wagon, both worth over 500 million naira each, and a house in Banana Island. And now, the next person we have is Reminiscence, or Reminisce. Yes, Reminisce sold shoes and clothes at Yaba. When Reminisce still rapped purely in English and struggled to get active listeners, he was deep in Sapa. He said that he started his music career and opened a shop at Yaba Market to sell sneakers and clothes to Unilag boys. It took persuasion from Nice to get him back to music. Reminisce was then featured on Nice's Bachelor's Life, which launched its second stint in music. As Reminisce has a Rolls-Royce Phantom and a Maserati MC20, and also he has a house in Banana Island part of Lagos. And now we have Yinka Ayefele. Yinka Ayefele did a voiceover on Nkambe, in case you don't know. Before Yinka Ayefele had a life-threatening accident in 1997 and became a nationwide gospel music sensation. He was a radio broadcaster in the late 1980s, and he worked with popular broadcasters including the late Kolawole Olaoyi, whose Nkambe show featured Ayefele's voice in his popular show Ha Nkambe. Yes, and Ayefele has an Austin Martin and a Austin Martin 177. This is worth over 250 million naira, and he also owns a house in Lekki. Yes, this is what we have for now. For musicians who really went through the hard and thin to get to where they are today. Please do well to subscribe and also like this article for us to give you more in future. Thank you very much.